Put my matching hat on. Hey, what's up, YouTube? How you doing? I'm on YouTube. Hit the bid fans. So as we're sitting here, as you know, I've been short the market. I got smacked on that squeeze. I think it's like 2 Fridays ago already. I've been shorting the market, trying to build a position. And as the mantra of the short, oh, we're just legging in, we're legging in. Meanwhile, you're getting your legs fucking snapped, and you're on the side of a road in a ditch. Um, I didn't reload because, again, typically after you get your ass kicked, you're afraid, and I was afraid to reload with the same gusto. But I am still short the Qs, and I'm using the 3-month VWAP as my out, and that's kept me in this trade. Obviously, I'm in a 30th, not a 30th, a third of what I was in. I had 43,000 shares of the SQQ 2 Thursdays ago. I think it might have been 3 Thursdays ago. I had already been in the SQQ for quite some time. We were just basically going between the 1050 and 11, the 1035. So again, I had stops at 1060, 1050, and 1035, and I got absolutely fucking destroyed. And I didn't have the courage to go nuts like I did 3 weeks ago. But now, considering UVXY refuses to die, everything that tells me to go short is still on the table. UVXY is not going away. Garbage, worthless IPOs that were going ballistic, like Donald Trump stock. And by the way, Donald Trump stock today long. If you're delusional, and again, this is why I love being a perma bear, is because I understand the mentality of the shorter. Every time people go short, they think the stock's going to zero and they overstay their welcome. Just like I was picking those stocks off the trash heap, like the Carvanas and the list, and on and on and on. But if you look at a chart and you understand trading, you knew today you had to buy DJT. It was like free money. It really was. You had 4 opportunities in one day to trade that stock on the long side, and you got paid all 4 times, right? But let's talk about the bigger picture right now. Usually I don't care about the bigger picture during earnings season, but I'm still in this position. So as we trade around the earnings reversals, and again, this UAL short didn't work today, but it wasn't a classic reversal. I've lost on UAL short twice today, but it wasn't the classic reversal. The classic reversal today was DJT, 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. So it doesn't have to be a stock that's reported earnings. This has to be an active stock. It just works better on active stocks, hence the V, volume. More volume, the trades work better. UAL actually was a long trade first. That paid you. And again, it flies in the face of what I normally do is I like to short stocks that are gapped up because you generally get the fade. There was no fading. UAL had a temporary fade, and if you didn't get out, you wound up losing. Let's talk about the Qs, right? Let me show you the QQQ chart for a second. And you hit the bidders. You've already seen this. I'm just doing it for YouTube now. So as I've been talking about this, and I appreciate my pal Sid in the room, as we've been trying to convince each other to stay short for the last 3 weeks, it's been a very tough trade because of the excessive chop. That excessive chop on the 10th got me out because it broke above levels where I refused to get annihilated. It was an annihilation anyway because I had such huge size on. But then you fast forward, and it never emerged into a breakout. So then I reloaded again on that Monday, and now today's Wednesday, and we're still in the trade. And this time, you're not getting me out. 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 Because now I'm looking at the same level. All the same reasons to be short are now even more reasons to be short. So why am I going to cover now? Not, right? Unless you pull this trade from my dead cold hands. And that's 433.89. So above 433.89, I cut the short off. But right now, we're finally, as was described to me as from a professional shorter back in the 1990s. He explained to me when the market's trying to go down, it doesn't just go on a 90-degree angle. It's like an oil tanker, and the oil tanker is going one direction. When the oil tanker wants to go back the other way, it can't make a 90-degree, it can't turn 90 degrees, and start going the other way. It's got to make this big fucking huge loop. So it has to go up first, right? And the big ass of the ship is still going up, even though we're starting to go down. So you got to wait. And that little ass turn fucked me up 4 days ago, where I was forced to get out because I can't let what happened to me 10 years ago happen again. But then fast forward to Monday, where you got a 100% reason to go short. You had a gap up, right? That failed. That's bearish in itself. In a bearish market, you got worthless IPOs. The weed stocks start to rally. That was the sign. That was one of the biggest signs out there when the dirtiest, doggiest, God-forgotten sector of the market starts to rally. And again, this is going back to what I was taught in the 90s. That's the dash for trash. When the last of the Mohegans start running, as it was explained to me, there's nothing left good to buy. The market's going to go down. And again, what's it going to do? Right? Remember, as a shorter, you got to always remember first rule of shorting, it's short-lived. No matter what the market does on the downside, inevitably, we're going back up. Right? So enjoy it for all it's worth right now. Live in the moment. 433.89 is our stop. Today's stops are 430.85. So if I have to get out, I will, of some. You're not getting me out of the short. Because the way I look at it, this market's finally going down. I waited 50 days for this move. I'm not getting out. I'm not getting out, right? So what I look at is now, this is the 3 months. Usually when we break down under 3 months, we head down to 6-month VWAP. Look where the 6-month VWAP is. That's down at 408.30. I do think we're going there, but on the way there's going to be levels where you got to do the right thing. And what's the right thing? Let me show you some shorter term stuff. So if you go back to intraday, when you look at a 30-day VWAP and a 60-day VWAP and a 90-day VWAP, that's taking all of the days. There's a different way to look at it. There's a 30 days, that's just the day. The 1 month is taking into a bigger picture. When you want to go smaller, take a look at where the 30-day VWAP is, right? It's a little bit different price. But look at the 60-day, look at the 90-day VWAP. It's a little bit different. That's where we're going. So that's getting us 424.97. That's where I think we go. And I think we'll get one of those healthy bounces. So right now, when you look at the big picture, what is the big picture? The big picture is every reason to be short is here. Will it last? Usually not. Because no matter what they throw at the market, there's still too much money coming in. Too many people want to be involved. And bears like me who are scared of their shadow. And again, this is it. This is the moment where I said there's going to be a moment where you're going to want to be short, and then there's going to be some news that's going to be so damn awful. And if we start selling off on news, we're in a bearish moment, because usually the market doesn't give a shit about earnings reversal. It doesn't care about earnings or economic data or Iran and Israel. And now we really care. That's bearish in itself. The whole idea that we care. Bull markets don't care about anything. Bear markets do. I'm not saying we're in a bear market, but we're in a bear moment. And I'm just trying to milk it for all I can. That's it, right? Earnings reversals still work. Right now, my biggest position, and again, I will short the UVXY again, but one thing you got to take away, UVXY is acting like a bullish stock right now. Take a look at UVXY. When you see things that you just don't see, right? Ass crack rebounds, faux show bro on UVXY. So the fake out, shake out, breakout, right? That's what happens on good stocks. It breaks the low of the day, and then it comes back, breaks the VWAP, and rallies. You never see that on UVXY. But when you do, and if you do, you have to take that into consideration. UVXY is acting bullish for the first time in 8 months. You got to be nervous. You got a reason now. You got a reason to be nervous. Now, UVXY tanks today below 37.50, goes back down to 36. There's no reason to be nervous now. UVXY is the institutional tool of the Illuminati. UVXY is telling you that the Illuminati, whoever they are that controls the market, they're buying puts on the S&P 500 right now. And they know more than me. I'm just following them. They know. I don't know shit. They know. UVXY going up. Markets getting hammered. Dash for trash already happened. Crappy IPOs. 90% of stocks still suck. I mean, look at some of the pullbacks in these names that I was just in 2 weeks ago. They're all down 50%. Look at it. ASP, STI, Very, Sound. Palantir is not so bad. Jumama, Carvana, Iova, Luna, CCC, Path, iRobot, Zim, Captain, U, Lyft, Snap, S, Hood, Affirm. They're not, those stocks are reflecting what I think is about to happen in the market. We're going down. The underneath the surface of the market, shit is crumbling. Just a matter of time till they catch up to the Dow, the SPY, and the Qs. And this is it. They finally caught up. The jig is up. You're getting fucked up now. We're going down. And like I said, it's very hard to stay short. But right now, the way you stay short is just put a bigger stop on. Let it breathe. Let it breathe. Right now, my stop is the 1 minute VWAP for today. But overall, you're not getting me to cover the Qs until we rip. UVXY needs to be tanking, and the Qs need to be breaking past that 3-month VWAP. Because I'm hanging on. I want my other 3.5 points. I want my 4 or 5 more on the downside, and I'm just trying to hang in there. So let's look at UAL, and I'll show you again, just to keep it fair and balanced. Right? I came in this morning, and I said, hey, UAL's up big. When do I short it? And VWAP said, never. Don't short it. It's breaking above the VWAP and breaking pre-market highs. Don't short it. Buy it. And I said, hey, I guess I'll buy it. And I bought it. And it went up. And then it consolidated. And it went up. And then the market opened up. And I'm like, all right, let's get out before the market opens up. Ooh, it's starting to tank. I was waiting to see it break back below the 43.80. Never got there. You would have got hammered, right? Now, again, let's say you did short it. And we were doing this. Again, some people did this trade. It broke the half and it went to the hole. But you had a whopping 62 seconds to make money on that trade. And look, 62 seconds, it's like my sex life, but 62 seconds is enough time to make that money. Yeah, that just took less than a second. There it is. There it is. But the idea here, right, is that you have to accept the fact that it's over. You can't be short the stock. It's breaking back over the VWAP, breaking back over the pre-market highs, and then the regular session. That's a buy. So that's why I love VWAP, and that's why I love the way I trade, right? I trade as much it sounds like, oh, I'm always talking shit. I'm the most humblest guy. I realized 2012, remember, that was not only 2012 was pretty shitty, but 2013 was awful. 2014 was awful. And 2015 was pretty awful too, because I kept fighting the market like a fucking idiot. No more of that. Trade goes against me, breaks levels, I'm out. That's why I had to take that loss on the Qs 6 days ago. And now we're back. But anyway, this trade, right? This exemplifies everything that you need to know about trading. You can have an idea, a premise, a thesis, an inkling. All right, UAL's up big. When do we short it? I tried shorting it here, got blown out for a loss. I shorted it again at the same price. I got blown out for a loss. Small loss, small loss. I could take it. But the Qs, right? Every time it rallies, it rolls. Rally, roll, rally, roll, rally, roll. You know what that's called? A downtrend. UVXY is going higher. The Qs are going lower. Stay short. Stay short. There's zero reason to cover. New lows. Death is in the air. There are flies on the windscreen. Now, if you want to take profits down here, be my guest. I'm not getting out. We're going to 425. I want my 3 points. I want my other 3 points. $424.97. But the way you stay in business, and the reason I've been doing this my whole life, it takes some profit right here. I have a day trade on and a swing trade. My swing trade, you'll have a bigger, wider area for your stops. Your day trade, you break it down to day by day, right? So here, my stop is that blue line for the day. I don't think I'm getting stopped out, but what the hell do I know? How many times do we see the market tanking and then by the end of the day, it's ripping higher? I don't think that's going to happen, but thinking doesn't mean anything, right? All the reasons to be short right now. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. UVXY is over 40. Qs are tanking, right? There's a reason to stay short right now, right this second. You know when that changes? 430.71 cents. The jig is up for the day. But the main premise here, don't get out of the entire thing. Because unless you're above where we finally broke down from, we've been waiting for 50 freaking days for this market to break down. 50 fucking days I've been waiting for this move. I'm not getting out on day 3. Right? I want the whole fucking thing now. Give me 424.85. I want 421.68, and then we start talking about the 9-month VWAP. Sorry, not 9 months, 6 months. And if you know anything about selling and shorting, we could be there today. How do crashes begin? Gaps that fail, rollovers cause fear, triggering, staircase up, wham, open elevator shaft down. You got the first candle on Monday. They tried to, maybe it's not going to be so bad. Tuesday, Wednesday, no, it's going to be bad. And there you go, 427.50. You just got that print, not covering. I own nothing right now, and I don't plan on ever buying anything until maybe 18 months from now when everything starts ripping up every day and everyone's a winner, right? Everyone's a winner, right? When you rally every day, October, November, December, January, February, most of March, if you couldn't find a swing trade to work in a 6-month, rip your fucking face off rally, you're a loser. But if you're sitting there going, oh man, look how good I am, I'm the best. No. The market was going up every day. Even Kathy Wood was a winner in that market. And where's she now? Right back to 5-year lows. The market's at pretty much all-time highs still. And where's Kathy Wood? She's a loser. Just like most people are when they swing trade or invest. You want to make money, stay nimble. Remember when I said, hey, this is all great now, I'm wearing my bull hat, but don't forget who I am. Most stocks suck. The whole market's one big fucking pump and dump. How to be consistently profitable in trading? Call me. Stick with me. I'll show you how to do it. Suspend what you think you know. It's like a golf swing, right? Right? You ever take a golf lesson, friend? Right? I'm a pretty athletic guy. I was on the tennis team in high school. I was a paddleball and racquetball champion in college. Yeah, I could play some golf. Yeah, why not? All right, I'm hitting the ball. All right, I think I know what I'm doing. Whatever. I can't putt. Somebody got me a lesson for my birthday. And this is how the lesson went. Guy's sitting there. All right, let me see what you got. Is that how you walk? He's already criticizing the way I walk towards the club. Is that how you walk? All right. Is that how you hold the club? Really? Is that how you're going to stand? Yeah. Oh, that's your backswing? Oh, man. Every step of the way, the guy's criticizing me and telling me what I've been doing wrong, right? Most of us know exactly what we're doing wrong in trading, right? And here's how to stop that. Stop it. Stop doing those things. Swing trading, once again, has proved I'm not good at it. Because I went down with the ship on the Jumama, the Iova, the Path. I sold into the move, so these weren't disasters, but the last legs, you all got destroyed. And if you overstayed your welcome on these trades, you're a loser now. So if you go on the message boards and all that stuff, and you go on the internet as much as I do, and you read all this stuff, and you hear all the people chirping, everyone's a genius in a bull market. Even I was. But how to stay consistent? Trade VWAP reversals. Stick with the price of the stock based on volume and based on price. And that's it. And when you see it every day, and two losses now, because I shorted UAL twice, the losses are small. That's how you stay consistent. You have to say, oh, this isn't working. I'm out. The consolidation led to a higher breakout. Okay, this wasn't working. I sell. You get out for a loss. And that's it. That's how you stay consistent. You have to check your ego at the door and accept that you're that guy taking a golf lesson now. Everything you think you know and everything you do is wrong. I'll show you how to do it and stick to this, and it transcends all the markets. I saw an article put out by my buddy JC. How to change your. I'll give it to you exactly what he wrote. And again, this is not a criticism of anybody or in particular. How to adapt to changing markets. Here's how you adapt to changing markets. You don't. I don't need to read the article. This market's not like it was 223. It's much different. I've said he goes on and on and on about new highs and the lows and the S&P 500, the 2-day moving average versus the 50-day. None of that matters. My trade around VWAP transcends any environment. That's how you stay profitable. That's how you stay consistent. I've got a trade that works every freaking time. Do that trade. Bull markets, bear markets, sideways markets, doesn't matter. This is just you're trading the price action of the stock while it's happening. You're in control. And at the end of the day, you go to cash like a good day trader does. And then when Iran attacks Israel or Israel attacks Iran again, and then you come in and lock limit down on the futures and everybody's freaking the fuck out, you look at it as a buying opportunity or just an opportunity. Personally, I'm staying short right now because I've been waiting for this move for seems like fucking 5 years. but I'm going to cover. You know I'm getting out eventually, right? I'm not going to stay short in perpetuity. It's impossible. Market inevitably goes back up and breaks all-time highs. As much as I would, and again, you want to hear this? I'll put a gun to my head. Well, you put this gun to my head and you said, make a choice. What are we doing? If you had a gun to my head and you forced me to make a choice, you know what I would say right now? And I'm just being completely straight up. I would say, right? And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to mean it, right? I'm going to say this right now. And when I wear Sid's going to get a kick out of this one. The highs for the year are in. The highs for the year are in. That's it. We're done. We're not going any higher this year. Make it a stand. But I'll still cover it for 33.97 or whatever it is. Right now, I'm not joking. I'm a bear. Right now, if you forced me to make a choice and you said, do you think the highs of the year are in? Abso-freaking-lutely. You know how many times I've been right about that? Once. Once out of like 1,000 times that I've said it. I think I was right once. There was one year where we actually turned and we didn't rally back for the rest of the year. Because let me tell you something. Sell in May and go away is coming. Right? UVXY hanging in there, dash for trash, worthless IPOs. And by the way, let's go back to this Donald Trump stock again. If you're delusional enough, right? Or let's say your hatred of this guy is so robust. Like me, I hate the guy. It's not about politics. I hate this guy. You know, I'm from New York. We've been ripping on Trump forever. Nobody in New York likes this guy, right? It's not about the president or blah 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 whatever. But if your hatred runs so deep to ignore a 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal, you're never ever going to make money in the market, because this was a great long trade 3 times today, 4 in fact. And if you're crazy enough to ignore that, or you're crazy enough to ignore that this market sucks right now and you should be short, you're going to lose money. But also, one last comment, if you're crazy enough to think that we're done, like bears really stuck, oh, this market's done, we're never going back up. The furthest I'll go into that delusion is that we might have seen highs for the year on the Qs. Might. If I had to say it, let's see, where is it? What is that? 550? What did we hit on the Qs? 550, right? Yeah. It's easy for me to say that now because I still think we're going to go lower, and then the bounce where we broke down from is going to be very big resistance, which is why I'm 5. You know, my big stop on the whole position is 5 points higher from here. So we could rally 2 or 3 points, and I'll be feeling a little bit of, angst. I ain't getting out. I got to give it room to breathe. If you want to stay short, you got to give it a room to breathe. But there's a point where you got to cry uncle, and that's why that Friday hurt me so bad. Oh man. And if you guys think I'm joking, I had 43,000 shares of the SQQ. I told you I was good. When I go short, I get into it, right? It's why if it works, it works. But when it doesn't, I get smoked. I was so freaking close. I'm making most of that money back, but I'm just making my money back now. I got hammered. At 1050, I had to take I took 25,000 shares off at 1050. See, look at them here at 1170. It's heartbreaking. But when they were at 1027, looking like they were headed back to 10, I was like, oh, I guess it was a good cover. And that's why, again, as much as speculating on the downside, just short the shit when it goes down. Like yes, on Monday. Monday was the greatest day of trading of the year, as far as I'm concerned. But going back to how to stay profitable and stay consistent, right? Trade what you see, accept that you know nothing, and that's it. To me, Donald, the DJT stock was, because I hate the guy so much, made me want to buy the stock even more, because I know other people are thinking that same way. Fuck this guy, fuck this stock, it's going to zero. Okay, when it squeezes 12 points in your face, let me know how you feel. Right? Just like Mike Tyson. Everyone's a freaking genius. Everyone's got a plan before you get punched in the face. I had a plan until I got punched in the face on Friday. But now I'm seeing a little bit more clearly. I understand the situation at hand. And you ain't getting me to cover. My closest stop now is the blue line. So 430.45. You ain't getting me out. I don't know if you're kidding. I don't know if you're kidding about that, but I don't know, man. What I do know is the Illuminati are buying puts, so I'm with you. So come to the website. I'll show you how to be consistent. You'll have to sit through a couple of rants and raves that I do, especially. And again, it's not about politics. See, people get blinded. Oh, stop talking politics. I'm not talking about politics. I'm talking about people. People. It's people. Soylent Green. It's people. So that's it. I've been short, and I shorted more today. Yeah. So I look at right now is I'm partially day trading it short, and I'm swing trading it short. So the swing trade, I have a bigger berth, or what, a more tight stop. On the swing, I have a larger area to let it chop around in. The short-term bias, you got the 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. Usually I'm using breakdown prices as my outs, but I'm trying to milk this a little bit more. Normally I put stops from these red lines. So let's get rid of here. So if you're just day trading, I like to do everything in threes. So you see the pivot right there? That's a stop now. So where it broke down from is basically right there. So my closest stop on the Qs right now would be 428.35. And look at this area right there where it broke down under this candle. That's 429.53. And those are my two stops for the day. Third stop, you're fired. Third stop's the VWAP. Because if you're still short on any day trade, I'm not just talking about the Qs, one of the most important rules, you don't want to be short stocks when they're breaking back over the VWAP. So right now I'm staying short. I think we're going to 425. Easy. Stops here. Last one's there. But on the big picture, I think we're going down a lot more. So I'm giving it a bigger range. And I'm looking at a 3-month VWAP, 433.88. That's when I say I'm never, ever shorting ever again, ever. So unless the Qs are above 433.88, this guy is short, and you're not getting me out this time. Oh, I accidentally covered. Yeah, I'm not getting out. And if we do, I don't want to use the C word lightly. The C word, crash, right? If we crash, it's 20%, right? That's 82 more points. So let's factor that in. You want to see something cool? 3-year VWAP. Let's do some math together. So 428, right? 428 minus 20% gets you 3. Do the math again for you. Ready? Watch this. Ready? So let's call it 428 minus 20% gets you 342.40. You want to see some fucking cool shit? Look what a 3-year VWAP is. Basically at the crash level, which was the massive pivot from October. So if the market crashes, all we're going to do is with Jerry or backing the trade. We might give it Jerry or back. Anybody think that can happen? Shut your mouth. Of course it can. Nukes start going off, we're going to 342. Considering we haven't used a nuke since we annihilated Japan, right? Nukes start getting thrown around, oh, we're going down, okay? I don't care what you think. It's not about who president is or inflation at that point, or stagflation or interest rates. A couple of nukes go off. We're in a whole different world, all right? Oh, Kenny, you're just too pessimistic. No one's going to use nukes. Oh, okay. Nothing would please me more to see Israel nuke Iran and then nuke Yemen, and then we get involved and we fuck them all up. But I don't want to be a warmongering lunatic because it's not good for anybody, but is it? Let's get it over with, right? Come on. So they have jihad. We got to come up with a new name. Right? They have a call to arms, jihad, right? We need a call to arms. Because when we're kicking doors down in Michigan, rounding up these people like it was World War II, you know, when you read the history books, oh, it was so bad what America did to the Japanese. There was a war. Oh, they put them in camps. How do you think Pearl Harbor happened? There was a couple of Japanese guys here telegraphing everything back to the Japs. The terrorists are among us. You see them in the streets. All right, you know what? I don't want to have this conversation. Anyway, how to stay profitable? Trade the VWAP. Forget about presidents and jihads and whatever. Shut the news off. It is what it is right now. And more importantly, look where fucking UAL is. Kind of joking around about it earlier this morning. It's probably going to go to 47.50. Here it is. That's how you stay profitable. You take small losses on your trades that you got wrong, and you milk the ones that are working. You know, I lost 200 and 180, and then another 100. Yeah, about $284 shorting UAL today. But I could stomach that trade. And now I look at it, I'm like, it's a beautiful cover. You know, I got short at 45. I got short earlier at 46.10. I was like, all right, here we go. Next thing you know, I'm covering at 46.10 and 46.25 for a small loss. So I'm like, all right, here we go again. I'm going to try one more time. Small loss. But now if I wouldn't have covered, it'd be $2,000 worth of losses instead of, 200 and something. And here comes the market. So I'm going to go eat breakfast as the market tries to rally. My name is Kenny Glick. I've been trading since inception. And what does that mean? What we do for our daily bread. By the way, that GL freaking long, maybe. Woo! Global life for the win. The Gorn. Sick. What we do here, I invented this shit. It didn't exist. I'm like the grandfather of day trading. Day trading we invented the word day trading. None of it was around in 1995. I was there for the birth of this entire, whatever you want to call it, realm. None of this existed. We didn't have access to level 2s. We didn't have this professional software to help us navigate this crap. I've seen everything, yet I'm still amazed every day. That's what's so fascinating about the market. I'm still fascinated by pump and dumps. I still wonder how these things get done, how they make $2 stocks go to $80 and right back to $2. I think it's fascinating. It still fascinates me to this day. It's just great. And the more you understand the mechanics of the market, the ebb and flow, and when you trade VWAP around just the market mechanics, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, won't get fooled again. But it's true. Fool me twice, won't get fooled again. Smoke them out. You learn. I've been getting my ass kicked for 30 years. I don't even know why I'm still doing this. But now, and I still, look, I took 2 12-grand hits today. Not today, this year. My 2 biggest trades of the year. Losses. I'm a loser. Once I flip that around, and hopefully this trade flips it around, still, if again, I don't know how to not tell you the fucking truth. On Wednesday, April 17th, 2024, so far this year, as good as it's been, this day trading and everything and swing, blah, 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 my 2 biggest trades, losses. And what were they on? QQQ shorts. Took a 12-grand hit on the first attempt to roll over. I think it was in February. I even got long UVXY, lost money, like 4 or 5 grand on that. And I just got my ass kicked again about 6-7 days ago. And now I'm just scraping back the money. Maybe one day I'll just stop shorting the Qs. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Reversals are still working pretty well. DJT, all you needed today, phenomenal. Understanding why UAL was a long, as much as we love fading the gaps. And then the longer you do it, the more you experience different types of environments. And going back to my man JC and the article that he wrote, I'm sure it's a fantastic article about how to adapt to changing markets. I don't have to adapt because it's the same trade every freaking day. VWAP reversals, price. Doesn't matter if we're going up or down or sideways. So how to adapt to changing markets? The idea is you don't. We got something that transcends all the markets. Live it. Learn it. Love it. Peace.